Right, so let us get us started with the practical demonstration for RDS. Okay, so in this specific demonstration, we are going to create an MySQL database server and we are going to integrate it with EC2, and we are actually going to connect through it, and we are going to see how actually the databases are worked and how we can actually create it. Right, so the first thing would be to actually search RDS over here, and you can even mark it as favorite so that you can access it frequently. And here you can see the dashboard, and we actually want to create a new database, so we are just going to click on create database from here, or even you can click here and you can click on database. Okay, so it's the same option, right? So let me click on create database, and here we have two options, that is standard create and easy create. So we will go with standard one, and here we need to select the engine. So as I mentioned in the previous video, where we can actually define our use case. So if your application is based out of Aurora, you can select Aurora, you can select MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, IBM DB2, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle. So let us take MySQL for now, and here we are going to take the community version, right? And if you want to select a specific version based out of your application, you can select any, but let me go with the default one. And here we have three sort of template. First is the production, second is the dev or test, and third is the free tier. So since we are just going to try and we are actually demonstrating things, we are going to select free tier, and we are actually going to see how actually things have been done, right? So yeah, the next thing would be the DB instance identifier. So actually we need to type a name for a DB instance. Actually this name should be unique across all the DB instances owned by this AWS account, your current AWS account in this current specific region, right? So yeah, let me just write a new database name. So let me write as uh, database demo. All right, and here you need to define the master username. So you might be wondering from where you might be getting this username and password. So it's the developer's responsibility to give you each and every detail. So it's the developer who is supposed to tell you which engine type should you choose, so whether to select MySQL, Postgre, or Oracle, whether which version you are supposed to choose. So all the details should be given and driven to you by the developer itself. So let us continue with the credential settings. So we have the master username as admin, and here we need to define the master password, right? So here I'll write, okay, let me just write a password. Okay, this is the password I'm writing for now. So yeah, once the password is done, scroll down. Okay, and here let me scroll down, and here I want to show you one option, that is the public access. Since it is a database, it is a backend service, we don't want the external user to connect to it, so that's why we are giving the public access as no, right? And in the availability zone, let me select US East to A. Okay, you can select anyone based on your availability zone and region. Okay, I am currently on US East Ohio. Okay, and then let me scroll down all the way to the bottom, and here we are enabling the password authentication because we are doing the authentication via the password. And once you scroll down, click on create database. So here the first step has been done, and at the back end it is going to create the database demo for us. And let me close this one. Okay, so it will actually take some time. So meanwhile, what we are supposed to do is we are just going to create an EC2 instance. So let me just click over here and let me launch a new EC2 instance. In order to create a new EC2 instance, it is the same process that we are supposed to do. So here I will be taking Ubuntu RDS demo. Okay, I will select the AMI for Ubuntu, and let me take all the options by default as is. And since I'm going to connect it via the browser itself, I will be proceeding without any key pair. Okay, and yeah, let's keep all the things as default as is, and let me just launch the server. All right, so let us wait for some time until the instance is up and running, and also the same goes for the database as well. So now one thing that we need to notice here is when I click on database demo, here we will be provided with an endpoint, right? And we will be provided with a port number. Now if you're someone who is already aware of the ports, now tell me what is the port number for MySQL. Yeah, you are correct. The port number for MySQL server is 3306. Okay, and that is something that we will be looking up to. Okay, so let it create the database. At the meantime, actually, it will take some time to reflect. Meanwhile, let us go to the EC2 instance and actually set up the environment for ourselves. All right, so let me connect it. Okay, connect. All right. So basically, at the instance level, what are the things that we are supposed to do is we are just going to do basic things. That is, first we are going to do apt update, okay, and then we are going to install an client over it. So basically, there should be a medium through to make an communication, right? And here, in our case, it would be the MySQL client, okay. So yeah, once the updation is done, when the packages are updated, let me do apt install MySQL client. Okay, and yeah, at the backend it will install MySQL client at our instance. And meanwhile, at the backend, let me just check and do a refresh whether the database is still created or not. It is still getting created. It will actually take some time. So yeah, let us give it some time on it. Okay. Meanwhile, let us come back. Let me clear the screen. Okay, and when I do my SQL hyphen version, okay, you can see the MySQL version over here. Okay, so let me do a little bit of zoom. Okay, clear. All right, so the basic thing is done as of now. The next thing that we would to do is we want to connect our MySQL client with the RDS we created, right? So it is showing that the RDS is created, and here you can see we have been given provided with the endpoint and the port number. Now let me just copy this endpoint, and actually this is actually the important thing that we need to consider. And here in the MySQL instance, what we need to do is we just need to write MySQL, okay, hyphen h for the hostname that we copied. Okay, and here what is the username? We created the user hyphen u admin and followed by the password, right? When I click on enter, it is asking for password. Now once I enter the password, it is actually connected, right? And when I do show databases, okay, let me just write it once again. Show databases, okay, you can see it is working as it is expected, right? And there is one more thing of troubleshooting here. So let's say in the first or second time, whenever it is you are trying it for the first or second time, the RDS is not getting connected to EC2 instance. The first thing that you are supposed to check is go to the database settings, go to the VPC. There is a security group attached over there, and here you need to check whether the port number 3306 is actually enabled or not. Just click on inbound rule, and here you need to check whether the port number 3306 is actually enabled or not. So here in our case it is enabled, so we were good, right? So yeah, once you do this, your instance will be connected. As of now, when I want to exit, I'll just click on exit, and yeah, it is working as fine as expected. Now let me terminate the instance because I don't want unnecessary bills to be due on my EC2 instance and my own AWS account. And let me go back to RDS. When I click on database, this is the database that we were working on. And at the same time, what it is doing, it is just taking the backup, but we don't want to do it any sort of backup. Let me just delete it. And I don't want any sort of snapshot and automated backups. I just want to delete it. So I'll type delete me, and we should be good. Right? Okay. So yeah, that was all about the practical demonstration for a Amazon RDS, and I hope you learned a lot from this specific one. Okay. So yeah, see you in the next one.